This conference will now be recorded.
So hi everyone, welcome to our online webinar on comparison between Oracle Golden Gate and Oracle Data Guard. My name is Ashish Agarwal, and I'll be delivering this session to you. So before we start, I just want to let you know about my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Ashish Agarwal _GG. So if you haven't visited the channel, I would request you to do visit the channel and do like, share, and subscribe the channel. The channel is dedicated to only Golden Gate related videos, and there are a lot of learning material available on the channel. So do like, share, and subscribe the channel. Thank you. So let us start with our today's topic. So the topic of today's webinar, so this is the webinar series which I do. So today's topic is what is the difference between Oracle Golden Gate and Oracle Data Guard. So this is one of the common question which I face, which I receive from a lot of my trainees or a lot of other people or a lot of my colleagues, that what is the difference between Oracle Golden Gate and Oracle Data Guard. Some people have confusion that has Oracle Golden Gate replaced Data Guard, or can Data Guard be replaced in can Data Guard be used as a replacement of Oracle Golden Gate? Is that possible? So we're going to get answers to this question during the session. Okay, so before we start the session, just an introduction about me. So my name is Ashish Agarwal, for those who don't know me. So I'm expert in Oracle Golden Gate and Oracle database. So I have 12 plus years of training experience in Oracle Golden Gate. So I have various high rated courses available like Oracle Golden Gate, Classic Architecture, Microservices, Veridata. I have trained more than 3,800 plus individuals so far and taken 179 plus corporate batches. So this is only on Golden Gate I'm talking about. So I'm Oracle certified professional and Oracle Golden Gate certified as well. So I could be reached out via email at ashishagarwalag@gmail.com. I'm also available on Twitter. My handle is Ashish Agarwal AG. And as I already told about my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Ashish Agarwal _GG. So today's session agenda includes, we are going to start with introduction to Oracle Golden Gate. Then we discuss about different type of architectures of Oracle Golden Gate, like classic architecture, microservices architecture. So what are those? What are the difference between classic and microservices? We are going to discuss about that. Then we are going to discuss about difference between Oracle Golden Gate and Data Guard and how those two can be used together. What are some use cases where they are getting used? Then what is the future of Oracle Golden Gate and why learn Golden Gate? And then we'll be having question and answer session as well. So now let's focus. I want you to keep your phone down for next 90 minutes. And if you have any questions, you can post your questions in the Google form link, which is available in the chat window, or you can see over here as well. Okay. So I just give you next 5 seconds to keep your phone away. Okay, so let us start now. Oracle Golden Gate, what and why? So what is Golden Gate? So Oracle Golden Gate provides near real-time transactional data replication. So Golden Gate is a replication tool which replicates the data between source and target. So you have one site, you have site 1 and site 2 available. So organizations want to replicate the data between source and target. So Oracle Golden Gate is near real time. So it allows you to replicate the data in near real time. Now with Golden Gate, the replication can be unidirectional, bidirectional, or multidimensional as well. So by unidirectional, we mean that the replication will happen one to one. So like you have source side and one target side. So application will connect to source, which will replicate the data to target side. Then you can also use Golden Gate in bidirectional mode as well. So bidirectional means both the side will be active and data will be replicated among both the sides. So say for example, your application is connected to site A, it will replicate to site B. So in bidirectional, what happens is both the sites are live and application is connected to both the sites. Then you have multi-dimensional as well. So by multi-dimensional, we mean that there are multiple sites involved. Site A, site B, site C, or site D, or many more sites. And Golden Gate can replicate the data among different sites as well. Now, replication can involve several sources and targets simultaneously and can be used for distributing data for backup, hot standby, auditing, reporting, data warehousing, load distribution, etc. So you can use Oracle Golden Gate for replicating the data from multiple sources to single target or single source to multiple targets. So basically with Golden Gate, you can broadcast the data. By broadcasting, we mean that you have single source, multiple targets. Similarly, you can consolidate the data from multiple sources getting replicated to single target. Like I'll give you one simple example for that data consolidation. Vodafone. So what happens is I'll this broadcasting basically single source, multiple targets. So Vodafone India, you have a database for Vodafone India. Okay. Now what happens is whenever you are getting any a new connection, whenever you are getting any new connection, so what happens is the database gets updated, Vodafone India gets updated. Now in India, there are multiple provinces or states, right? So what Vodafone used it in 2015 or 16, they used Golden Gate for business intelligence purpose. So what they wanted to find was how many customers they are getting in a particular province or state, like Maharashtra. How many customers are getting new customers they are able to add, or how many customers are leaving them. Similarly, Delhi. So they created, so when you buy a new connection, as a new connection, if I'm Ashish and I'm buying a new connection, so what will happen? Ashish entry will be made to Vodafone India using Golden Gate. Say for example, I am in New Delhi, so my entry will be going to the Vodafone Delhi database. So what happens is they are creating multiple databases province wise. So they have multiple databases available. Golden Gate is replicating the data to those databases, and what happens is they can use them for business intelligence purpose to identify like which province or which state is most beneficial, which state is adding new customers most, so that they can identify what kind of strategy they are using and what kind of strategy they can implement in states which are not performing well for them. And trust me, it worked. Like it was used very well by Vodafone, and they got a lot of customers in the places where they were not having enough bandwidth. So Golden Gate can be used for multiple purposes. You can use it for auditing, reporting, warehousing, load distribution, broadcasting, consolidation, lot of things. Now with Golden Gate, data can be replicated as is. So another advantage with Golden Gate is you can filter out the data. So Golden Gate allows you to perform data filtration as well as data transformation as well. So by data filtration, we mean that, say for example, on source, you have 100 schemas. You want to replicate the data of only 5 schema. You have 100 tables on source. You want to replicate the data of only 5 tables. Similarly, there are 100 records which are happening on source. You want to replicate the data of only 5 particular records. It is possible. You can filter out the data based on your particular need or business requirement. Similarly, you can transform the data as well using Golden Gate. So Golden Gate also allows data transformation. So by transformation, we mean that, say for example, on source, you have a column, you have a table department, and you have a table employee, and in that you have 2 columns, salary and commission. On target, you have only 1 column, salary, and you want that data of salary plus commission should be replicated on target. So you can do all that in Oracle Golden Gate. So with Golden Gate, Data can be replicated as it is, or you can transform the data, split into different distributions, have metadata added or filtered. Also, Golden Gate allows you to perform DML as well as DDL replication. So Golden Gate is a heterogeneous platform replication, heterogeneous database replication as well. By that we mean that your Golden Gate not only supports Oracle to Oracle, it also supports non-Oracle database. Similarly, it also supports multiple platforms. So your source database can be on different platform, target can be on different platform, Golden Gate can replicate the data. So we'll be discussing about that more later on when we'll be comparing Golden Gate with DataGuard. Now, before I proceed, one thing which I want to discuss about with you is different types of architectures available with Golden Gate. So I'm not sure, you must be hearing the term Oracle Golden Gate classic architecture nowadays. Are you hearing that term? Or microservices architecture? If yes, you can type in the chat session. So what happened? I'll give you a brief overview about it. So Golden Gate was founded in 1995 and it was a standalone company. It is named after famous San Francisco bridge, which is called as Golden Gate. Until 2009, it was a standalone company. In 2009, Oracle overtook it, and since then, it is known as Oracle Golden Gate. So now, Oracle Golden Gate came into existence since 2009. Prior to 2009, it was Golden Gate only. Now, from 2009 to 2017, there was only one way to configure Golden Gate, and that was through command prompt. I'm not sure, some of you may have worked on Golden Gate, and that is through command prompt GGSCI1. So that GGSCI1, prior to 2017, we used to call it Oracle Golden Gate. From 2017, Oracle renamed it to Oracle Golden Gate Classic Architecture. So Oracle Golden Gate Classic Architecture allows you to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate through command prompt, that is GGSCI. I'll give you a what is classic architecture. I'll show that to you. So let me open my VM. So Oracle Golden Gate Classic Architecture allows you to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate through command prompt, that is GGSCI. So that is called as classic architecture. In 2017, Oracle launched a new architecture of Golden Gate, which is called as microservices architecture. You must have heard this term microservices with other technologies as well, like ServiceNow, and many other technologies are moving to microservices where things runs as a service in microservices, and it allows you to perform better integration with cloud application as well. It allows for better integration with cloud application as well. So in 2017, they launched a new architecture of Golden Gate, which is called as microservices architecture. So microservices architecture allows you to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate through GUI. So now you have two architectures available for setting up Oracle Golden Gate. Oracle Golden Gate Classic Architecture or microservices architecture. Now you can choose any of the two. When you are setting up Oracle Golden Gate, you can choose any of the two. However, still if you go out into the market, around 80 to 82%, this is the figure which was released last March by Oracle. So 80 to 82% of organizations are still using classic architecture. It's 15 to 18% which are using microservices architecture. So microservices architecture is not that widely used yet, but yeah, it is future of Oracle Golden Gate. Another thing is Oracle is going to, Oracle has planned to upgrade 40 to 50% of organizations by end of 2020 to microservices architecture. So even if your organizations currently is using classic architecture, chances are they will be upgrading to microservices soon. Another thing is microservices architecture is available as of today when we talk, it is available for only Oracle database. So Oracle Golden Gate architecture is command prompt based, and that is GGSCI. It is available for Oracle as well as non-Oracle database. Oracle Golden Gate microservices is available from Oracle Golden Gate 12.3 version onwards. So from Oracle Golden Gate 12.3 version onwards, you have two types of architecture available: classic architecture as well as microservices architecture. Latest version of Golden Gate is 19C, and they're going to launch 21C soon. I had attended one session and they mentioned that they will be launching 21C as well soon. But as of now, it is not available. So Oracle Golden Gate microservices allows you to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate through GUI. It allows better integration with cloud applications, and it is available only for Oracle database as of today when we talk. Now, another thing I want to make it,
Sir,
another question, another
I have one
thing
question.
which I want to make clear is, in database, many people have, like in database, 12.2 is 18C. 12.3 is 19C. That's not the case with Oracle Golden Gate. With Oracle Golden Gate, you have 12.2 version available, you have 12.3 version available, then you have 18C available, as well as you have 19C available. So 12.3 version is different to 19C. Similarly, 12.2 version is different to 18C. And one thing, guys, if you have any questions, you can post in the chat, or there is a Google form available. You can post your questions over there. Okay, so these are the two types of architectures available: classic
Chat
architecture,
is disabled.
microservices architecture. So these are the two types of architecture which you can use. Any of the two you can use based on the requirement, based on the platform, based on the availability, and based on the support available. So if you are using Golden Gate for non-Oracle database, you have no other option but to go with classic architecture. If you have Oracle database, and if your Golden Gate version is, if you want to use Golden Gate version 12.3 based on the certification metrics, if it is supported, you can either choose classic or microservices architecture. Now, there is another product of Oracle Golden Gate family, which is called as Oracle Golden Gate Veridata. I'm not sure if you have heard about it or not. So Oracle Golden Gate Veridata is used to find the discrepancies between objects. So Veridata, as the name suggests, it verifies the data between source and target. So Golden Gate is a replication tool. Now, say for example, you have on source, you have a table called as department table. On target, you have department table. Now, as of today, when we talk, there are 100,000 records which are there on source. Now, Golden Gate is a replication tool. Now, there was some data issue, or there may be some issue. Now, today you want to identify whether the source and target objects are in sync or not. So you can use Veridata to run that. So Veridata is a separate license tool which is used for verifying the data between two objects. Now you may say, Ashish, why do we need to use Veridata? If Veridata is there, if Veridata is there, can we instead of Veridata, can we use can we write SQL queries? Yes, you can write SQL queries, but the thing is, Veridata allows you to set up, Veridata takes care of in-flight rows as well. You don't need any downtime with Veridata. However, with SQL queries, you need to have the downtime. Okay, so Veridata is getting very popular nowadays because of cloud migrations going on. Organizations want to confirm whether their data is in sync or not. They want to ensure whether the data which they have in their environment, whether it is sync or not. That's why they want to use Veridata. Okay. Now, another thing is, another question which I face regularly and which organizations have, which people have, is, with the introduction of classic architecture, does that mean integrated architecture is no longer in place? Does anyone have that question? So with the introduction of integration, with the introduction of classic architecture, Does that mean integrated architecture is no longer being used? Does anyone have that question? Okay, I'll answer that for you.
Chat is disabled.
So there are different types of extracts and replicates. So integrated is type of extract, integrated is type of replicate. So integrated microservices and classic are types of architecture. Inside classic architecture, you have integrated extract, classic extract, integrated replicate, non-integrated replicate. Similarly, inside microservices, you have integrated extract, classic extract, integrated replicate, non-integrated replicate. So you have, so integrated is type of extract and replicate. So there are different types of extracts available: integrated extract and classic extract. So integrated extract is available from Oracle Golden Gate version 11.204 onwards and Oracle Database 11.203 onwards. If you have anything less than this, you have to go with classic. Now classic is still available, but if you are using multi-tenant architecture now, so with multi-tenant architecture, you can only use integrated extract. And with the introduction of 20C database, you can use integrated extract only. That was the release which was there. So integrated right now is widely used, performance wise as well. It is very good as well. Then classic is available since beginning and it is still available. Then different types of replicates. What are so one question which you may be asking is what is extract and replicate? I'll answer that.
Hello?
What are
There
different
was.
types of extracts and replicates available? So different types of replicates which are there are non-integrated or classic replicate, integrated replicate which is available from Golden Gate version 12.1 onwards and database version 12c. Then you have coordinated replicate which is available from 12.2 onwards. And then you have parallel replicate which has been introduced recently only from Golden Gate version 12.3. And for this you need to have database version minimum 12.1. Now you have under parallel replicate, there are two types of parallel replicate. One is parallel non-integrated replicate and another one is parallel integrated replicate. So you can choose any. We'll be discussing about that during the session or later during our live sessions. So let us discuss about what is Oracle Golden Gate classic architecture. So guys, I hope you are filling out your questions in the Google form. So please do fill out the questions. So what is Oracle Golden Gate classic architecture? So as I told you, Oracle Golden Gate classic architecture is available beginning of Oracle Golden Gate. So you have source database and target database. Each database has its own transaction logs. In case of Oracle, we call these transaction logs as redo logs or backup of redo logs, which are called as archive logs. Okay, so whatever changes you do, whatever insert, update, deletes you make, those changes gets recorded into the transaction logs of the database. Now you configure Golden Gate capture process, which is also called as extract process. So capture process reads the data from the transaction logs and captures the committed transactions. Once the transactions are captured, it writes them to the local trail file. Now, these trail files are the binary format trail file which resides on the operating machine and consume the operating system disk. So capture process captures the data and writes them to the trail file on local machine. Once the data becomes available into local trail, data pump process reads the data from local trail, sends it over TCP/IP network and writes them to the remote trail file on the target machine. So you have capture process capturing the data from the source database, writing to local trail. Pump process reads the data from local trail, sends it over TCP/IP network and writes them to remote trail on target. Once the data becomes available into remote trail, the Golden Gate delivery process, which is also called as replicate process, reads the data out of your remote trail and apply it to target database. So capture process works as the extract mechanism. It extracts the changes. Whatever changes are happening to the database, it extracts those changes. Data pump process works as a data messenger. So it sends the data over TCP/IP network. And delivery process is also called as replicate process, which replicates the data to the target database. So each process here, if you see, has a source to read from and a target to write to. So capture process source is source database and target is local trail. Pump process source is local trail and target is remote trail. Delivery process source is remote trail and target is target database. So each process has a source to read from and a target to write. Now, if you see here, the remote trail is receiving the changes from extract process. So basically, this local trail is acting as a source for one process and target for another process. Similarly, this remote trail is acting as a source for this data pump process and target for this delivery or replicate process. Now, with Golden Gate, it allows you to set up Golden Gate in bidirectional environment as well. By bidirectional, we mean that both the sites can be live. So in bidirectional, basically what happens is both the sites access source and both the sites access target as well. So when you say, for example, when you have some requirement where you need to replicate the data between both the sites. So say, for example, application can be connected to both the sites. So in that case, you can set up Oracle Golden Gate bidirectional environment. So in bidirectional, what happens is site data, whatever data is getting changed into site A, it will be replicated to site B. Similarly, data getting inserted, updated, deleted into site B will be replicated to site A. Okay, so in bidirectional now, what happens is there will be a separate capture process which will be reading the transaction logs from the site B database and writes it to local trail on site B. Once the data is available on site B, the data pump process will write it to local trail on site A, and then the replicate process on site A is going to apply it to site A database. So you have capture, pump and delivery corresponding delivery process available for site A to site B replication. Similarly, for site B to site A replication, you will have extract, pump and delivery present on all the sites. Okay. Now integrated capture. So this is classic capture, in which what happens is the classic capture, what is the now the question comes, what is the difference between integrated and classic extract? So the difference between the two is, in integrated capture, in classic capture, the capture process directly reads the data. It directly reads the transaction logs. However, in integrated capture, what happens is there is one more layer in between, which is called as log miner. There is log miner utility. So what happens is, whatever changes you are making to this database, those changes will be returned into redo logs, and then those changes will be passed on to the log miner database, and log miner will then pass on those changes to the integrated extract in form of LCR. LCR we call as logical change records. So in classic extract, what was happening, the extract process was reading the source database transaction logs directly. However, in case of integrated capture, it does not read the transaction logs directly. It receives the changes from the log miner database. The advantage of integrated capture is, performance wise, it is much better. It is almost 5 times better than the classic capture. it supports lot of new data types, and with RAG, when you're configuring Golden Gate on RAG as well, you don't need any extra configuration as well. Okay, so integrated capture is getting very popular. Now, one question which I regularly receive is, I told you that these are the different types of extracts and replicates available. So what type of extract, what type of replicate we should use? So the answer to this question, which I always give, is always try to use the latest supported stuff. So say for example, if your environment is supporting integrated extract, go with integrated extract. It is well tested, and performance wise also it is good. So if it is supported, go with integrated extract. Similarly, if your environment is supporting parallel replicate, go with parallel replicate. If it is supporting integrated replicate, go with integrated replicate. So go with the latest stuff. Same with the version. Another question which I face is, should we use the Golden Gate 19c? It is the latest version and it should have some bug. So is it trustable? So the thing is, guys, one thing here is the product is owned by Oracle. Okay, so one thing we should always give, or one thing we should always do is, we should always trust the owner of the product. Okay, so if they are releasing something, they must have done some thorough testing. Okay, yes, bugs are there, and even with the thing, even with the version, if you use, bug will always be there in that as well. So why don't you trust Oracle or the owner of the product and go with the latest supported version? It is going to give you much more benefits than the losses it can incur. Okay, so go with the latest supported stuff always, whether it is version, whether it is type of extract or replica. Now let us discuss about microservices architecture, and then we'll move to comparison between DataGuard and Golden Gate. So microservices architecture is new REST API based architecture which enable us to configure, monitor, manage Oracle Golden Gate services using web-based user interface. So guys, one thing, I hope you are putting your questions in the uh, Google form, which is there in the chat window. So do post your question. Okay,
Ashish sir,
so
chat is
Oracle
disabled.
Golden Gate microservices architecture is a new REST API based architecture which allows us to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate through web-based user interface. Now Oracle Golden Gate 12c R3 it introduces the concept of microservices architecture. So it has introduced from 12c and R3 onwards, this has been introduced. So in August 2017, so you have two architectures available: Oracle Golden Gate classic architecture and microservices architecture. So if you want to use new microservices architecture, you have to do fresh install and migrate to that particular architecture. Okay, so Oracle Golden Gate microservices architecture, it looks like this. So in microservices architecture, the difference between classic and microservices architecture is, in classic architecture, things runs as a process. However, in microservices, services runs. So you have different type of services available over here. Like you have administration server. So first of all, you have service manager. Service manager, as the name suggests, it manages the services. Okay, under service manager you have different services running, like admin server, which is called as administration server. Then you have performance metric server. Then you have distribution server. So under administration server, you configure Golden Gate extract process, which writes data to local trail. Now data pump process of classic architecture has been replaced by distribution server in microservices architecture. So what was data pump in classic architecture? It is now replaced by distribution server. So in classic architecture, data pump was a process. However, here distribution server runs as a server. Now, distribution server reads the data from local trail, sends it over TCP/IP network, and writes it to remote trail. So on target side, the receiver server receives the changes which are sent by distribution server over the TCP/IP network. So distribution server sends the changes from source, and receiver server receives those changes on the target machine. Once the receiver server receives those changes, it writes them to the remote trail, and then the replicate process configured under administration server on target, it writes them to the target database. Now, with the introduction of microservices architecture, you have from basically it's not microservices architecture from Golden Gate version 12.3 onwards with classic and microservices both. You have performance metric server available, which allows you to monitor Golden Gate performance in real time. You can view the Golden Gate performance graphically as well. Okay. So what are the components of microservices architecture? You have administration server, service manager. Service manager is a watchdog for all other services. Administration server, basically you configure Golden Gate processes under it. Receiver server receives the changes. It works in conjunction with the distribution server. Distribution server has replaced the data pump process of classic. It distributes the data from source to target, and then there is performance metric server where you can monitor the performance. So this is how service manager looks like. Now, one thing which I want to show you is, before I proceed, I'll take the questions, guys. Just give me a sec. So I want to show you this. So this is the VM for the gold, which we are going to use. So this is the classic architecture. So when I exit from here, okay. So there are two types of architecture available. One is classic, second is microservices. So this is the classic architecture. This is command prompt based architecture. So when we log in through command prompt GGSCI, we can see Golden Gate processes here. So this is extract process which extracts the data. Then this is the data pump process which sends the data over TCP/IP network. Then correspondingly, I have another VM configured, which is GGate2. I have not started it, but the corresponding replicate is on the other side. Similarly, I have also bidirectional replication available. So the extract and replicate are configured on GGate2, and correspondingly bidirectional replicate is available on GGate1. So this is called as classic architecture, where you set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate through command prompt. Okay, and this is the one which is widely used. So probably if you're going out of for in your organization or any job interviews or any job support, the high chances are you're going to find classic architecture only. Microservices architecture is getting popular. There are a lot of organizations, there are a lot of short-term projects available, like 3 months, short 6 months projects available, where they pay you well, and they ask you, or they have a project where you need to upgrade their classic architecture to microservices architecture. Okay, so this is the classic architecture. I don't have microservices architecture right now installed in this VM, otherwise I would have shown it to you. But microservices architecture is GUI based. It looks like this, microservices architecture. So when you log in through web-based user interface, you can log into your service manager, and then you can monitor, manage Oracle Golden Gate through GUI as well. Okay, now let us discuss about Oracle Golden Gate versus Oracle Data Guard. But prior to that, I want to take a few questions. So what is the difference between Golden Gate and ODI? Okay, so that is one of the common question which is being faced. So for those who don't know, ODI is Oracle Data Integrator. So ODI is a ETL tool. Golden Gate is ELT tool. So ELT means extract, load, and transform. So Golden Gate is used in conjunction with ODI it is one of the best available business intelligence tool available in the market. Golden Gate along with ODI or Golden Gate along with Informatica. So basically these two are used simultaneously, and lot of projects are there wherein you are managing Golden Gate along with ODI. So Golden Gate is a replication tool, and you can also perform data transformation. ODI is used for multiple purpose, like you can extract, you first extract the data, then perform the transformation, and then do the data load. There are many other use cases of Oracle Golden Gate, like data filtration, real-time replication. Lot of stuff is there. So Golden Gate along with ODI, when you use, you can identify the set of range which you want to extract, and that you can apply onto the target side. You can also use multiple columns with Golden Gate. You can, in Golden Gate, you can have different names of, you can have different names, you can have extra columns. Lot of things are there which you can use with Golden Gate. So Golden Gate and ODI, though they are completely different product. Okay, now Shekhar is asking, what are the example of bidirectional mode? Isn't bidirectional or multi-dimensional will create performance issue? So I'll just give you a brief example. We can discuss that in detail or during the live sessions as well. So like, say for example, Bank of America. Okay, now Bank of America, they have multiple branches. So just in case, if you go to Bank of America Boston branch and I go to New Jersey branch, okay, so both the environments are, both the databases are different, but the entity is same, right? So what you want to do is you want to replicate the data between the two environments, so that, say for example, if anyone is opening the account in Vodafone, uh, in Bank of America Boston branch, it should be replicated to Bank of America New Jersey branch. Similarly, whatever transactions are happening in New Jersey branch, they should be replicated to Boston branch. So say for example, if account number 100 is assigned to me, it should not be assigned to someone else. So that information should be updated to the Vodafone, sorry, Bank of America New Jersey branch. So similarly, airline seat. So when you are booking airline seat, again, it should be bidirectional. So bidirectional, there are a lot of things. Another use case I can give is, say for example, there was one of the case in bidirectional for one of the project. So you have means I was working for one of the leading telecom company of UK for that at that time. So they had two sites. One was Rochdale and another one was London site. So what used to happen, client used to send the file or data to any of the site. It should be replicated to other sites. So it was not confirmed. They had two databases available. One was Rochdale, another one was London. So client could send the file or data to any of the sites. Say for example, it sends it to London. So in that case, it should be replicated to Rochdale side. Similarly, if the file is coming to Rochdale, it should be replicated successfully to London side. So regarding performance wise, see, performance comes to tuning part, and tuning part comes under designing. So if you are designing your Golden Gate properly, then you're not going to face any performance issue. So performance issue you can face irrespective it is bidirectional. Performance issues you can face in unidirectional environment as well. So if your designing is not proper, you're going to get those issues irrespective it is bidirectional or it is any other. Now, why one needs Veridata? Oracle GG supposed to replicate DDL also. Yes, you can use Golden Gate to use replicate the DDL as well. Why one need Veridata is for verification of data. If you need to verify the data, you can use Veridata. Can Golden Gate perform data pipelines similar to StreamSet? So it perform data pipelines as well. So yes, you can do that. Why should organization prefer Golden Gate when compared to others? So I'll try to answer. Means we are going to have this session on comparison between DataGuard and Golden Gate. So I'll not take this question right now, but yeah, this question will be answered for you as and when the session goes on. And please provide how to install microservices architecture. So Shekhar, this is not the session, means I do here we are going to discuss about Golden Gate versus DataGuard right now. So related to installation of microservices, I do provide them during my live session, and there must be few videos available on my YouTube channel. So there is a video available on my YouTube channel. You can go through those as well. And later on, I can see if I can include that in the, I can do the webinar on that. But today I cannot. Okay. Now, what is Oracle Golden Gate versus Oracle DataGuard? So guys, you can post your questions over Google form and I'll answer those. Now, let us discuss about Oracle Golden Gate versus Oracle DataGuard. So Oracle Active Data Guard. So Active Data Guard is right now being used. Active Data Guard is also a license product, right? So in Data Guard, what happens is Data Guard is a block by block replication. So what happens in Data Guard is Data Guard replicates everything, whatever happens on source, it will replicate to other side. So in Active Data Guard, the advantage is the target database is also in read-only mode. So you can use target database for disaster recovery and offload your queries to the active standby. Now, what happens is you can replicate the data from DataGuard to using DataGuard to target in synchronous mode or asynchronous mode, and you can also replicate it immediately or in deferred mode as well. So you have site A, and using DataGuard you are replicating it to site B. Why you are using DataGuard for that purpose is because DataGuard, see, physical DataGuard was not a licensed product. Active Standby is a licensed product, but the license cost of Active DataGuard is not high as compared to Oracle Golden Gate, of course. So DataGuard is a block by block replication. You cannot perform data filtration or transformation in DataGuard. Now you can also perform you can also do synchronous or asynchronous mode, or you can also do immediate apply or deferred apply as well, based on the setting you want to choose. Now with DataGuard, even when you do alter system, alter database commands, they also get replicated or they also get applied when you use DataGuard. Golden Gate, you cannot replicate your alter system, alter database command. So the thing is, I always say one thing: Golden Gate is a object level replication tool. DataGuard is database level replication tool. So what do we mean by DataGuard is database level replication tool? Because it's a block by block copy. So basically, as I mentioned, even if you are doing alter system, alter database command, adding or modifying the parameter, everything gets replicated to DataGuard. However, with Golden Gate, only object level replication happens. Similarly, you can replicate from using Golden Gate supports, but major confusion among people is, can Golden Gate replicate users and table space as well? Yes, you can create the users on source. It can be replicated to target. You can also add the data file or create the table space, and that can also be replicated using Golden Gate. So DataGuard is block by block level replication. So how Oracle DataGuard and Golden Gate works? So when changes are made at the Oracle database level, blocks are changed in database and records are added to the redo log. In DataGuard, depending on the mode you are running, these log records will either be immediately copied to the standby or deferred. So what happens in DataGuard is, as soon as the block is changed on source database, the corresponding block will be applied on the target database, and based on the mode you choose, it can be immediately copied or deferred. Now these are all changes to the database. Since they are recorded into logs, and block data, they are very quickly applied to the standby system. Now, another difference between Golden Gate and Data Guard is Golden Gate only captures the committed transactions only. Golden Gate only captures the committed transaction. Hence, it applies only the committed transaction. So there is no rollback which happens in Golden Gate. However, in Data Guard, what happens is, because it's a block by block recovery, block by block apply. So what happens is non-committed transactions are also applied. However, as soon as transactions are rolled back, all the transactions on target database are also rolled back, and all committed transactions are rolled forward in Data Guard. So this is the biggest difference between Data Guard and Golden Gate. I again repeat, the difference is Golden Gate captures only committed transactions. Hence, only committed transactions get applied on the target database. However, in Data Guard, because it's block by block application, hence the transactions, even they are not committed, they gets applied on the target. But as soon as they are rolled back, the non-committed transactions are also rolled back on the target side, and all committed transactions are rolled forward. So even prior to record is committed or uncommitted, they gets applied because it's a block by block. Oracle Golden Gate works in different mode. Oracle Golden Gate extract process mines the redo log in classic architecture, receives changes from log miner database and captures only committed records. And then when the committed transactions are captured, it writes them to the trail file. So Golden Gate and Data Guard works in completely different way. Now these are the differences which I have prepared between the two. So what is the difference between Data Guard and Golden Gate? So there are two types of Data Guard: physical Data Guard and active Data Guard. Physical Data Guard is completely in mounted mode. However, active Data Guard you can use in read-only mode as well, and you can offload your queries. You can offload your queries on active Data Guard. Now the advantage, the difference between active Data Guard and Golden Gate is, active Data Guard is complete one-way replication. So by one-way replication, we mean that only the replication can happen in one way. However, in Golden Gate, you can use it for multiple type of replication, like active high availability replication. That means bidirectional you can have, and in active mode. One to many means you have one source and multiple targets. You can replicate the data. Similarly, many to one. By many to one, we mean that consolidating the data. So you have multiple sources consolidating the data to single target. That is data warehousing you can do. Then data transformation as well you can do. So data transformation, as we mentioned, you can have on source, you can have single column on target, you can have on source you have, say for example, salary and commission column. On target you have only salary column. So you want the addition of salary and commission to be replicated on target salary column, so you can perform data transformation. So with Data Guard you don't have that leverage, you cannot perform data transformation or filtration, but with Golden Gate you can filter out the transaction as well. Standby database is an exact copy in Data Guard, and if it is active you can open it read only. However, in Golden Gate, target database is not exact copy, but objects can be, it depends on the business requirement. So based on business requirement, you can use Golden Gate as an exact copy, or in Golden Gate, I should say that you can make Golden Gate to be an object copy, but not database copy, right? Target so in Golden Gate, target is a different database with same data. It may have different physical structure or indexing scheme. So with Golden Gate, the advantage is you can have source and target database name can be different. You can have source and target schema names can be different. Similarly, table names can be different and column names can be different as well. However, in DataGuard, you cannot have all that thing. So you can have different structure of object on target database when you use Oracle Golden. So in DataGuard, backups are interchangeable. And in Golden Gate, another thing is your target database is in read-write mode. Now in DataGuard, integrated sorry, automatic database failover. Now in Golden Gate, it is extremely flexible. Source and target are open, read-write. Now Golden Gate is asynchronous logical replication. However, DataGuard is choice of zero data loss protection or asynchronous. So you can choose Golden Gate in maximum protection mode or high availability mode, and you can choose you can use DataGuard to be in asynchronous or synchronous mode. Then in DataGuard, what happens is standby first patching happens. However, in Golden Gate, you have flexible option. You can have rolling maintenance as well. Now with active DataGuard, limited cross-platform support, but with Golden Gate, it supports extensive cross-platform supports. Another thing is with DataGuard, it only works for Oracle to Oracle. Golden Gate works with heterogeneous database like non-Oracle databases as well. So it can support your DB2, SQL Server, MySQL, and MariaDB and Teradata. Lot of databases it supports. In fact, it now supports Informix database as well. So support is getting increased day by day for Oracle Golden Gate. So there are multiple things apart from that. DataGuard, one of the major thing is heterogeneous platform and heterogeneous database. So Golden Gate supports heterogeneous databases, and it can work on heterogeneous platforms as well. Like your source can be on Linux, target can be on Sun Solaris. Golden Gate can replicate the data. Another thing is Golden Gate supports forward and backward compatibility as well. So like yes, in Golden Gate, your source can be 19C, target can be 11G. Golden Gate can replicate the data. Similarly, your source can be 11G, target can be 19C. Golden Gate can replicate the data, which I suppose is not available with DataGuard. Similarly, different platforms it support, different databases Golden Gate can support. So there are a lot of things, lot of advantages with Golden Gate and lot of different requirements. Okay. Now another thing is unique protection, active DataGuard, unique protection from silent corruption caused by lost rights and automatic repair of corrupt data blocks. Now in Golden Gate, standard corruption protection integrated with Oracle database. So with DataGuard, the recovery is, I should say, more better in comparison to Golden Gate. So yeah, that is one point which comes with DataGuard and Golden Gate. So one thing guys I want to say, one question which is being asked regularly is, can DataGuard replace Golden Gate? Or can Golden Gate replace DataGuard? The answer to this question is the crux, it seems is same for both, but it's not same. See, DataGuard is simple disaster recovery solution. It's simple creating a copy of the database. But Golden Gate is not that. Golden Gate is much more that. Golden Gate is used for business intelligence purpose. Golden Gate is used for disaster recovery. Golden Gate is used for building multiple sites. Golden Gate is used for data filtration, transformation, broadcasting the data, consolidating the data, doing subset replication, performing. So there are a lot of things with Golden Gate. So that's why I always say you cannot compare the two. You cannot say if one can replace the other. Okay. So Oracle Golden Gate versus DataGuard. So configuration of Golden Gate DataGuard has the purpose of synchronizing data between two or more systems. So the purpose of DataGuard and Golden Gate is same, synchronizing data between two or more systems. Oracle DataGuard and Golden Gate involves at least two systems where transaction data from one database is required to be moved to another database. So it needs at least one database of source where from one side to another side you want to move the data. The purpose of replication of data can be disaster recovery, migration of data, or preparation of secondary system. So you can use Golden Gate or Data Guard for disaster recovery or migration of data, or preparing the other side for recovery, or you can use it as a secondary system. Data Guard is best for disaster recovery and data protection problems. Golden Gate is more flexible, heterogeneous replication mechanism and is also able to filter and transform the data while it is being replicated. So this point really sums. So Gold Data Guard is best for disaster recovery and data protection problems if you want to protect the data. However, Golden Gate is flexible, heterogeneous mechanism and is also able to filter and transform the data. DataGuard is Oracle specific technology, while Golden Gate supports heterogeneous database systems. DataGuard supports active passive replication. So basically bidirectional it does not support. One of the database primary and other side is inactive or active DataGuard in DataGuard. However, with Golden Gate you can have bidirectional or multiple different topologies. So Oracle Golden Gate features include Golden Gate supports active replication mode and allows both system to work simultaneously while maintaining the data integrity. Golden Gate allows filtration and transformation of data with conflict management while it is being replicated between both database systems. So in bidirectional environment, there are chances of conflicts. But again, if you design it properly, there won't be an issue. I always say one thing, bidirectional Golden Gate replication is nothing but two-way unidirectional. So, so bidirectional Golden Gate replication is nothing but two-way unidirectional with some considerations. So if you can manage those considerations, it becomes very easy. Golden Gate allows replication across different platforms. And Golden Gate has many case of utilization. One thing is Golden Gate is not only database to database replication. It is used for flat files, for data transformation and support for heterogeneous system as some of the other features. So you can use Golden Gate to replicate the data from database to flat files. You can use Golden Gate for Cassandra database. So there are a lot of other benefits of Golden Gate which is being used. Okay. So these are the concepts of Golden Gate, like I was telling you about Golden Gate being used for broadcasting the data, consolidating the data. So Golden Gate can support number of different business requirements like business continuity and high availability. So Golden Gate ensures that your business continuity is not hampered and databases available. So say for example, you're replicating the data from Boston to San Francisco and Boston has some power outage. So what you can do, Golden Gate is replicating the data. You can switch over your application to the San Francisco, ensuring high availability of data and business continuity is not hampered. It supports zero downtime data upgradation and migration. So a lot of organizations nowadays buying Golden Gate licenses just for performing zero downtime data migration and upgradation. Then you can use Golden Gate for decision support system and data warehousing. Then Golden Gate also supports uh, data integration, consolidation, and broadcasting as well. So Golden Gate could be used in unidirectional mode, that is for reporting purpose. You can use Golden Gate in bidirectional mode. So bidirectional means both the side will be active. Then you can use Golden Gate in peer-to-peer load balancing, high availability. So you have multiple sites available. So you're replicating the data from site A to site B. Similarly, site B to site A, site B to site C, site B to site C to site B, and site A to site C, and site C to site A. Then you can broadcast the data. Single site is broadcasting the data to multiple sites, consolidating the data in for data warehouse or data mart. Multiple sites replicating the data to single site. And you can use Golden Gate for cascading mode as well, that is scalability and database steering. So you have one database. So many organizations don't allow you to set up Golden Gate on the same server where database server is. So you can set up Golden Gate on in individual server, on intermediate server, and can replicate the data from that side. So what are the available solutions with Golden Gate? You can replicate one or many tables to read write database. So you can, using Golden Gate, you can replicate one table or many tables. You can replicate and transform tables, of course. You can perform bidirectional replication as well. So bidirectional, we mean that data from one site will be replicated to other sites, from similarly from other site it will replicate it to site A. Then you can use Golden Gate for zero downtime, zero or near zero downtime upgradation and migration. Then Golden Gate is used for heterogeneous replication, high availability, real-time business intelligence. So Golden Gate can be used in conjunction with other products like ODI Informatica. It is widely used solution, Golden Gate along with ODI or Golden Gate along with Informatica is right now, if you go out into the market, lot of organizations are using Golden Gate along with ODI or OD with Informatica, and it is one of the best business intelligence combination available in the market right now. And also you can use Golden Gate for query offloading or reporting purpose as well, because Golden Gate is a near real time. Now another thing which I want to tell you is Golden Gate and Data Guard. With Data Guard, because it's a block by block replication, and if there is heavy transactions, Data Guard can show you some lag. But with Golden Gate, it is near real-time replication. Now, again, of course, that depends on the design. If you put all the Golden Gate tables into one process, if your designing is not proper, then again, Golden Gate may not give you the desired results. But yes, if it is designed properly with Golden Gate, you are bound to get the best results and you can replicate the data in near real time. But with Data Guard, you can have some lag in case of high transaction. So as I told you, you are replicating the data from Boston to San Francisco, and you are using Data Guard for uh, uh, disaster recovery. Now, say for example, Data Guard is lagging 1 hour behind, and suddenly power outage is there. So what happens is San Francisco right now will have the data 1 hour before what Boston has, and suddenly there is power outage. So you cannot switch over your application to San Francisco. So there will be revenue loss for the organization. But with Golden Gate, it ensures, or it confirms near real-time replication, and hence as a result, whatever data is there in Boston, it will be available in San Francisco. So as soon as power outage is there, whatever data is there in uh, Boston, it will be available in San Francisco, and you can switch over your application to San Francisco without any issue. Okay, so now together use cases of Oracle Golden Gate and Oracle Data Guard. So Oracle Golden Gate and Oracle Data Guard are also used together. It's not like they're not used together. A lot of organizations use Oracle Golden Gate and Oracle Data Guard, and this is one of the best possible architecture which we use. I have implemented it for almost 20 organizations so far, and AT&T is one of the client for it. So what happens is you have multiple sites available on as a source, and those are multiple sites. So they have the requirement that they uh, they they had one requirement. They have multiple databases, heterogeneous database like MySQL, SQL Server, and Oracle. They want to build a single Oracle database using those three. So whatever transaction happen in MySQL, that should go to Oracle. Similarly, SQL Server and other database should also replicate to Oracle. So what we did was, I set up Oracle Golden Gate for them, replicating the data from MySQL database to Oracle database, SQL Server to Oracle database, Oracle to Oracle. That is heterogeneous distributed subset replication I did using Oracle Golden Gate, because DataGuard cannot support this. So I built that for them, and then because we have to create a disaster recovery site for this, so using DataGuard, standby database was created. Now you may ask, can anyone answer this for me in the chat? Why can't we use Golden Gate here? The thing is, Golden Gate is a licensed product, right? And the licensing cost of Golden Gate is higher than Active Data Guard. So just to minimize the cost, for the disaster recovery solution, we use DataGuard over here. But for replicating or getting the data into single database, we are using Golden Gate for replication. So you are using Golden Gate along with Active Data Guard over here. So together use cases, so disaster recovery and data protection, data distribution and data synchronization. So fast failover to physical standby database, fastest solutions for Oracle. This is available only for Oracle database. Allows standby to be open for reads to leverage customer investment, and transparent data protection to repair corrupted blocks on primary or standby. So this is for DataGuard. Golden Gate is used for data distribution and synchronization. It is enterprise-wide heterogeneous replication. It supports zero downtime operations, non-invasive by reading database logs. So basically, it does not create any performance impact. It supports active scenarios. So Golden Gate supports active scenarios as well. Ensures transactional consistency. So Golden Gate ensures transactional consistency in your environment. Now, the transaction which gets committed first gets applied on the target database first. So the transaction gets applied on the target database in Golden Gate in commit sequence number. By commit sequence number, we mean that the transaction which gets committed on source first will be applied on the target database first. So it allows for transactional consistency. Golden Gate allows for transactional consistency. Golden Gate ensures high volume of data is replicated with very minimum or low latency. And it also ensures guaranteed delivery across wide area network. So Golden Gate is used along with DataGuard, or DataGuard can be used along with Golden Gate. These are also possible solutions available. Now in Golden Gate, how the data flow is, the log files are read by extract process, capturing any required data for replication. Extract carries out any mapping and conversion to the data and then writes it out to the trail files. So extract process extracts the changes and writes them to the trail file on local machine, which are called as local trail. Data pump process reads the trail file and writes them to the, sends it over TCP/IP network and writes them to the remote trail file. And then replicate process reads the remote trail file and apply the mapping and conversion and apply the data to the target database using a SQL statements. So Golden Gate is the SQL apply. So now who should learn Golden Gate? Golden Gate is getting very popular. So who should be learning Golden Gate? DBAs, apps DBAs, PL/SQL developers, technologies responsible for data replication, high availability data technologists, data architects. If you're working in cloud migration, you should be learning that. Let me take few questions right now. So, what is better to use and maintain, microservices or classic? See, this is very good question, I should say. So the answer to this question is both are easy and both are easy to maintain as well, and both are easy to use. It's just that microservices allows for GUI and classic is command prompt based. So if you are starting with, so if you ask me, so again, better to use or what is easy, everything depends on the perspective. So for something can be easy for you but difficult for me, or something can be difficult for you and easy for you. Again, same thing applies to Golden Gate. Learning Golden Gate could be easy for you and difficult for someone else. It could be difficult for, it could be easy for someone else, for difficult for you. Everything depends how much dedication you are ready to provide, how much zeal you have, and nothing is, in my opinion, what I say is if you provide your dedication and hard work, nothing is difficult. So same thing applies for microservices and classic as well. So both are easy to maintain. It's just that if you're comfortable with microservices like GUI, if you want, you can go with microservices. Okay. Then as DB performance, which is better, Oracle GG or DataGuard? Performance depends on the design. So in any technology, not in Golden Gate or Oracle, if your designing is proper, performance is always good. So everything depends on the design. So again, the answer to this question is you can make your Golden Gate best performance. So as a matter of fact, as I told you, performance wise, Golden Gate is near real-time replication. But with DataGuard, you cannot do you cannot perform any tuning which you can perform at Golden Gate level. When we switch over DC to DR, how Golden Gate works, so that is another thing. So Golden Gate you can use for disaster recovery purpose as well. So when you use Golden Gate, means between DataGuard, between the sites which are replicating using DataGuard, in that case Golden Gate works as inactive passive. So when you are switching your DC to DR, in that case the other side will become active and the secondary side will become passive. Okay. So now why learn Golden Gate? Golden Gate is currently being used by in all domains. It is being used like telecoms, banking domain, large enterprise with big budgets, so higher paid job. Today employers expect, so around 4 or 5 years ago, what used to happen was organizations were looking for people who have Golden Gate knowledge, but now they are looking for people who have Golden Gate knowledge. Golden Gate right now is getting separately, means organizations are looking for people who have Golden Gate knowledge. Uh, they're not looking for DBAs with Golden Gate knowledge. So even if you have only Golden Gate knowledge, you can get higher paid job. And in comparison to DBA, Golden Gate administrators get almost 30 to 40% higher salary. And with cloud
Hey,
implementation,
Simba,
customers want real-time
Santak Babu rumah
replication
kita.
or zero downtime migration from on-premise to
Oke.
cloud, or cloud to on-premise as well. So again, Golden Gate is getting used for that purpose. Organizations are just buying the licenses for zero downtime upgradation and migration as well. So just for zero downtime upgradation and migration, you can use Golden Gate. And DBAs developers and architects can set apart by upskill, stay ahead in career and better paid. So from 12.3 onwards, I told you, performance metric server has been introduced. So performance metric server allows you to monitor the Golden Gate performance. So from 12.3 onwards, it is available with both classic and microservices architecture. This is a huge addition to core product and allow end user to monitor their Golden Gate environment in near real time. Now on microservices architecture, performance metric server is enabled automatically. However, in Classic, you need to do small configuration to make it work. So this is how performance metric server looks like in Classic architecture. Okay. Now, as I told you, you have different types of architecture available with Golden Gate, Classic, microservices, and then Veridata as well we have. So I provide courses on all three things. I provide Oracle Golden Gate Classic architecture, provide course on microservices, I provide course on Veridata as well. So all the courses start from basics and covers up to advanced level. So all the courses are practical. With the training, you receive this lab setup kit as well. The virtual boxes, which I was showing you, these virtual boxes you will receive. You just have to download them and plug and play. So Golden Gate, how it works is when any change happens, the extract process which is configured, it captures the changes from those source database and writes them to local trail. Once the changes are returned into local trail, this data pump process reads those changes from the local trail, sends them over TCP IP network and writes them to remote trail. And then the remote trail on target side is read by the replicat process, where replicat process reads the data and apply it to target database. So these are the three courses which I provide. You can check the course content which is available on the Google Drive. Let me share with you the link as well. So I'll paste it in the chat window. So course content you can view using this link. So all courses are links are available. So the duration of Classic architecture is 23 to 25 hours. Microservices is 12 to 15 hours and Veridata is 10 to 12 hours. So there are a lot of success stories available. Like the feedback for the training which I have received has been very good. So a lot of feedback, you can check. These feedbacks are also available on my LinkedIn profile. So thanks, Ashish. You're not only a subject matter expert, but you have ability to pass on knowledge while to others. So the feedback has been very good. And the upcoming sessions on Golden Gate are, I'm starting with Oracle Golden Gate Classic Architecture weekend training batch from next Saturday, 1st of May 2021. Oracle Golden Gate microservices weekday batches starting from 3rd May 2021, and Veridata batch will commence during last week of May as well. So all three courses I'm starting with. So all the courses are practical. They start from basics and covers up to advanced level. With the course, you have 1 year unlimited retakes. That means you can join any session with me for next 1 year, any number of times. It's not like you can only join current batch. You can join any session with me for next 1 year, any number of time. I conduct these sessions, like Classic architecture is conducted 6 to 8 times a year, microservices is conducted 4 to 6 times a year, and Veridata is conducted 2 to 3 times a year. So you can join any session. All the sessions are recorded as well, and you have access to recorded sessions for lifetime. So say for example, you want to revise a session, or you want to uh, go through the session again, or you missed the session. So all the sessions are recorded and you have lifetime access to those sessions. Now you also receive step-by-step activity guides for practice. You have one-on-one doubt clearing sessions. Any questions, if you have, you have one-on-one doubt clearing session. You have lifetime job support with the course, on job support. So any technical issues which you are facing in your job, at your workplace, or personally while you are practicing, you have lifetime job support as well with the course. And then you have lifetime WhatsApp support with the course. So the training is I, it's a collective learning. So what I believe in is you learn from others and others learn from you. So with the course, you have lifetime WhatsApp support as well. So I have enrolled students WhatsApp group where the students of mine are there. So you can post your questions, queries over WhatsApp, you get answer to the questions. And the WhatsApp group is one of the best way to learn, take your learning forward. And as I said, you also receive the lab setup kit for practice. So these virtual boxes I shared with you, you will also receive. And you can just download them and plug and play, and it's completely practical training. So the sessions are conducted regularly. All the sessions are practical, and training is interview and job oriented. There are a lot of students of mine who have successfully cleared their interviews and supporting their job environment. So you can join any session for next 1 year. The sessions are live and interactive, and they will pave your path towards becoming GG expert. And at the end of the session, my assurance is you will be able to set up, manage, troubleshoot, configure Golden Gate on your own, as well as able to provide solution related to Golden Gate on your own to your customer. Now, if you are interested for the upcoming session, you can fill out the below inquiry form. So if you're interested, you can fill out the inquiry form as well. I'll paste that in the chat, or you can email or WhatsApp me as well on these details. And for
We
the
are not
session,
able to see in chat window where
for
it is
today's
exactly.
session, please provide your feedback for the session via email, and you can recommend me on LinkedIn as well or on Twitter as well. So my email
Can
ID
we
is
get
Ashish.
the recording session and PDF document?
My email ID is ashishagarwal@gmail.com, and you can reach out to me over WhatsApp. And don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. Today's session recording will be available on YouTube channel within
Ashish,
48,
can you able to hear me?
within 48 hours. It will be available. And
Ashish, can you able to hear me?
if you have any, Velmurugan,
Hello,
please,
Ashish.
Velmurugan, I request you to not to chat during the session. If you have any question, you can post in the Google form. Thank you. So post session query, if you have any, you can drop an email at ashishagarwalag@gmail.com. You can tweet your query at ashishagarwalag. You can drop your comment at my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ashishagarwal_gg. You can WhatsApp your queries at +1 416 871 5708, and you can send over your message over my LinkedIn as well. So I'll take few questions which are there on Google form right now. So can we create data card as source having rack? What do you mean by can we have data card as source having rack? Means you can create data card for rack database. You can do that. Okay. Now DB name should be should be same for active data card. Yes. How many active data card can we create? You can create. It depends on the licenses you have. Okay. So where can we see Oracle docs shared to us for courses? So with the training, you will receive, when you enroll for the training, you will receive all the step-by-step guide. You will receive all the docs. You will receive the documentation, recaps, everything you will be receiving with the course once you enroll for the course. So if you are interested for the course, for the upcoming training, fill out the inquiry form I have posted in the chat. And if you're watching it on YouTube, it will be available in the comment section. Also, you can send an email at ashishagarwalag@gmail.com. If you have any further query, anything, feel free to reach out to me over these details: WhatsApp, email, YouTube comment, LinkedIn message, anything else. So guys, I hope today's session was informative and useful. I hope you liked the session.
Yes.
So on that note, guys, I would like to end the session for today. Just guys, one request: wear your mask, take care of others, get vaccinated if you are eligible and if your government is providing. Stay safe, stay healthy, maintain 2 feet distance, and if your government is asking you to stay at home. Please do stay at home. These are not normal times. These are really tough times. But yeah, we all will together will come out of it. It's just that we all have to uh, be together in this and fight this COVID together. And one thing, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and yeah, thank you for joining and learn new things. So if you are so utilize this time, guys, in learning new things. Spend time with your family and learn new things, and learning new things will take your career to the next session. Okay, so on that note, I would like to end the session. Thank you for joining today's session. Thank you for taking out time, and I hope today's session was up to your expectations. Thank you.